Hello again, you sexy people of the internet. Back to do another vlog. Just to say, first of all, Iron Brew is saved! I want to also take this opportunity, before I start talking bullshit, to say a big thank you to my friend Erin. Her channel is Beauty Creep. It's down below. And now, here is the order of the day. The following is an excerpt from a BBC documentary. Play the tape.
Of reborns.
New life, each one unique, precious and peaceful, except these babies will sleep forever.
What?
They're called reborns, and although they're made of vinyl, each one is created by hand to look exactly like the real thing. And they feel and look eerily lifelike.
Eerie. I'll give you eerie. Watch this next little section.
Temperature and timing is crucial.
Yes, that was a baby's head coming out of an oven.
When I held him, he was just so cuddly and he just felt so real. It's quite busy in my house most of the time, I have to say. And it's really nice to be able to come home and just, I give him a little hug and I pat his little bottom and all the things that you'd do with a real baby.
And I have to say, I find that very, very strange indeed.
Obviously, some people will find this a bit peculiar. What would you say to them?
I have had that reaction from some people. A couple of people at work found it quite odd and quite weird. And I have to say I found it quite upsetting. I think you have to say that for some people, you know, they're just never going to see any of the benefits in it, and they will not understand why he gives me so much pleasure.
I have to say that despite, you know, fair enough, some people might not understand, that woman there, who's the proud owner of that little reborn dog, has made no, she's not said anything to reinforce her point. She's just said, oh, you won't understand. Well, of course we're not going to understand if you're not going to tell us anything. What does it mean to you? But why have you decided to get a doll that's so lifelike that all that's missing is the breathing?
Some people are never satisfied with just one. Mandy has 5 children. This is granddaughter Amber and baby Christina. She's a reborn.
I've got 22.
What? 22?
I've got another 2 that I'm paying for. I started with this one, Anissa, and the reason I started was because she looked like my daughter Bethany.
Mandy prides herself on spotting the very best artwork. She buys most dolls in online auctions for between £150 and £400. In just 2 years, she's spent thousands on them.
Now that's a lot of money to spend. But the thing is, in a way, this woman is a lot less creepy than the woman we saw a minute ago, in my opinion, because she's collecting them as a sort of artwork. And later in the documentary she says that she would like to pass them on to her children because they meant a lot to her and because the children might therefore see some value in it sentimentally. So no, I don't think that this woman is quite as creepy as the other, because she's seen that this is more of a collection, and I can understand that because I have I would say a bit of a collection of myself of guitars. I can only play one at a time, but I do have a great number of guitars and I spend a lot of money on them, so I can understand where this woman's coming from.
In Lil Tinker's nursery.
Why is she rocking it? Why? Why is she rocking it?
This is the moment the babies are actually reborn.
Again.
The moment of birth for a reborn is when the head is attached to the body. For me, it's actually quite a spooky moment.
You think? Is anyone getting a really creepy vibe from this woman?
Because up until that point, an artist hasn't seen the work put together. It is the first time that I get to see what my baby's going to look like finished. So it's quite an exciting time for a reborn artist.
I bet there's baby body parts lying all over her house. And only some of them are plastic.
Reborners often get accused of being morbid, but I've seen the passion they have for the art and their dolls. Nikki has suffered a loss, but her reborn is an object of joy.
I lost a baby to cot death. I'd had Stuart and Stephen and they were 4 and 2. And then I had Samuel, who died from cot death at 4.5 weeks. And obviously, coincidentally, it is the same name. When I went into Karen's and I saw him and she said what his name was, I said to her then, oh, you know, that was the name of my baby.
And this is where it gets a little bit more difficult to talk about. Obviously, I have no idea what it's like to go through the loss of a child. I imagine it's absolutely horrific, but is it really healthy to replace the loss of your child with a vinyl doll?
And I think that probably did endear me to him much more. I think I would have had him even if his name had been something different, if Karen had called him something else, because I loved his little face. But it is nice that I can introduce him to people as Samuel. Yes. And obviously my friends and family that know that we lost Sam, I think they find that that's quite nice. I would have some concerns about using the reborns to substitute a baby that you couldn't have or that you'd had that you'd lost, because they're about life.
Again, although she says that she would have concerns, and so would I, about anyone using one of these to replace a lost child, from where I'm sitting, it looks to me like that's exactly what she's doing. Right guys, that's all from me. What I would want to achieve by this video is, although this is a sort of interesting and poignant issue, and I want to promote a bit of discussion about it. If you have an opinion, please leave it in the comments section below, or if you're a closer friend of mine, put it on the Facebook link that I'm undoubtedly going to leave. My personal opinion on this is that I think it absolutely turns my stomach, these little things, but everyone's got their own opinion and I want to hear yours. Until next time, see you later.